case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
In an intriguing case involving grand theft, fraud including bank fraud, and misuse of fraternity funds, former National Treasurer Terry Davis of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity was convicted and sentenced to 51 months imprisonment on each of the bank fraud charges, along with 24 months imprisonment on the theft and fraud charges, all to run concurrently. However, in a twist, the convictions are now nullified, and the case will be retried due to errors in the original proceedings. At the heart of the case was Davis's questionable financial maneuvering within the fraternity. Davis, utilizing his position within the fraternal organization, bypassed its financial controls, violating fraternity policies. He signed checks without approval, sometimes stamping the president's name on them. Davis vehemently insisted, though, that his only motivation was to keep the fraternity afloat by paying vendors, maintaining payroll, and covering legitimate expenses. During the trial, the court denied admission of testimony from Davis's wife, Rhonda. Her testimony pertinent to personal checks was considered hearsay, and thus excluded. Her knowledge about money orders, considered to be verbal acts, was also dismissed, as it was uncertain whether her understanding stemmed from the money orders themselves or directly from Davis, a critical point pertaining to the exclusion of hearsay evidence. Another critical point was the erroneous admittance of evidence related to settlement talks. Federal Rule of Evidence 408 prohibits evidence of settlement negotiations when presented to establish liability, the invalidity of a claim, or its amount. Thus, any testimony from Hammock regarding Davis's settlement offer and discussions was rightly excluded by the district court. However, this rule is nuanced, specifically following the 2006 amendment. It now applies to both civil and criminal cases, but distinguishes between government and private party disputes. Significantly, the case pivots around Davis's consciousness of guilt, a jury-influencing factor. Hammock's testimony regarding Davis's settlement talks and subsequent statements, while impermissible under Rule 408A as evidence of liability, could have been used to indicate Davis's consciousness of guilt, unless the government was leveraging it to establish obstruction of a criminal investigation. Ultimately, the complexity of Rule 408 proved critical in the reversal of Davis's convictions. Given the myriad of missteps in the application of this rule, the appellate court deemed it necessary to nullify the convictions and return the case to the district court for proceedings that abide by the higher court's decision. This intriguing legal rollercoaster ride promises to yield more fascinating twists and turns as it retraces its course in the district court.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lsd.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class